Hello everyone and welcome back to another Marvel Champions video. So today I picked up the Drax Hero Pack for Marvel Champions. So it features Drax, of course, 60 card Hero Pack. It includes one complete pre-built Drax deck, 24 new cards that can be added to any hero deck, and a Nemesis set featuring Yotot the Destroyer. So there's the back of the package there with Yotot, as well as the list of stuff what's in there, and then there is the front with Drax. So I'm going to go ahead and get this open. We're going to take a look at some of the cards. I'm going to then turn the camera off. I'm going to sleeve the deck. I'm going to do a quick game against Rhino. I like to test against Rhino. It's kind of like a good baseline, I think. And then I'm going to come back and let you know what I feel or how I feel about this deck. From what I've seen so far, when the cards were first initially revealed by Fantasy Flight, is the deck looks like it's a lot of fun. Drax deals with vengeance counters, and then I think his attack gets increased by the number of vengeance counters he has, but when he flips back to alter ego mode, those vengeance counters go away. So we're going to just open this, we're going to take a look at some of the key cards, and then I'm going to sleeve it, play a game, and come back and report on basically how the game went and what I like about the deck. Let's get this open here. So there is a clearer look at that part of the packaging. And we have our poster here. Little mini Drax poster. Let's see if there's anything new here. So this is a Drax protection deck. So it's a green deck. Any new abilities? I don't believe so. Or piercing. Piercing's been in the game for a little bit, but attack with piercing discards any tough status cards from the target of the attack before dealing damage. So piercing, if the character has tough, piercing gets through that. So not much else beside that. Again, there is the back of that there, and the poster. So it looks like the pre-built deck is going to be protection. And here we have our pack. Let me just grab some scissors. Alright, and here is Drax. I like to start on the alter ego side. So Drax is alter ego. He's an outlaw. For recovery, he has a hand size of 6 with 14 hit points. And as a forced response, after you change to this form, remove all vengeance counters from Drax, and heal 2 damage for each vengeance counter removed. Let's see if I can actually get that to focus a little bit better. Usually it's pretty good like that. Let's see. So there we go. And on the back, we have his hero side. So Drax, he has 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 defense. He's a guardian. He gets +1 attack for each vengeance counter on him. And as a response, after the villain attacks, Drax place 1 vengeance counter here to a max of 3. If he's already got 3, he gets to draw a card. So basically, whenever he gets attacked by the villain, he's going to add another vengeance counter. Let's see if that actually can focus. Doesn't seem to really want to focus tonight. I think it's actually trying to focus on me, but there we go. So that is Drax. Let's see here. We have this deck also features Mantis, the ally. We talked about her in a previous video, but her card was kind of obscured. So what does she do here? So she's got 2 thwart, 1 attack, 1 consequential damage on her thwart, 2 on her attack. So you're probably not going to want to use her to attack all that often. Unless it's like, you know, like you only need to do 1 damage to win the game or something like that. Exhaust her, deal 1 damage to her to heal 3 from an identity. So basically, you can ping her to heal Drax or some other character. That's Mantis, and that's a signature ally for Drax, so this can only be in Drax's deck. We have Come Fight Me Coward. We've seen that card before. We've got a couple copies of that. Intimidation we've seen. Knife Leap, we've seen that before. And here's some of my favorite cards in the deck just because of like the flavor of these cards. So yeah, I should put it this way, even though these are reversed in my hands. So here we have Drax's knife, and here is Drax's other knife. Just like that, he's got both his knives. They both do different things. So they both cost one. One of them gives him retaliate, so when he gets attacked, he gets the ping of damage to something. And the other is when he is in hero form, he gets +1 attack. So those are Drax's knives. We have that. So here's some of the other. Again, he is a green deck, so he's protection. And then here is his obligation. So Memories of Another Life. We looked at this in a previous video. But that's his obligation there. And then we have the Yotot deck here. And Yotot seems like it's pretty brutal. So this Cold a Week isn't super strong because it only comes in with 2 threat per player. It does give each enemy gets +2 attack, but this comes out in a single player game. You might be able to get rid of it pretty quickly because it only comes in with 2. Here's Yotot. He's got a 1 and a 3. Comes in with 5 health. He has guard and retaliate 1, so you basically have to attack him if possible, or you basically have to attack him before you can attack the villain. And when you attack him, you're going to take damage. There is challenge accepted, so it has surge. You attach it to the enemy with the highest attack, and after Drax deals 4 more damage to an attached enemy in a single attack, discard the card, but it gives an enemy +2 attack. There's one of that, and then there is 2 I Will Destroy Yous for Yotot's deck. When revealed as an alter ego, it gains surge, so they play another card. And revealed in hero, he gets +1 attacks you with +1 attack. If no attack was made this way, the villain attacks you. So I think I discussed this in a previous video, but it looks like this card, if you stun, for example, he doesn't get the +1 attack, but then he still gets to attack. That's at least the way it seems to me. Because the way it's worded is Yotot, the destroyer, attacks you with +1 attack. If no attack was made this way, the villain attacks you. So I think it's either he gets to attack you or gets to attack you with a +1. So obviously just a straight attack is better than an attack with a +1 to it. But that, and then here are all the cards that we discussed these in a previous video. These are the cards that you get for other aspects. So we have the aggression, justice, and leadership aspects, as well as the basic aspect, which can go in any deck. But that's going to do for now. I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to get the deck sleeved up. I'm going to play it against Rhino. I'm going to come back and let you know what I think of this deck. I'm really looking forward to trying it. I really like Drax. I'm more familiar with Drax from the movies, not necessarily the comics. But I'm really looking forward to how this deck, how it plays. Like, does it feel thematic? Like, it feels like definitely like Vengeance is kind of like always on his mind. So I like what they're doing with the Vengeance counters. And then when he goes back into alter ego form, he's kind of like not thinking about Vengeance maybe. So he loses the Vengeance counters. But again, the funny thing with the Guardians, well, especially like Drax, Gamora, like Star-Lord like is the only one that seems like he really has an alter ego because he can be like disguise himself and just say his name is Peter Quill or whatever. But it's kind of interesting that they I was kind of wondering what they were going to do with the alter ego side for characters that don't really have alter egos necessarily. Like Rocket and Groot are always basically just Rocket and Groot. They're not like trying to hide in like a disguise and things like that. They're not like Batman where, you know, he's got a secret identity of Bruce Wayne or Peter Parker is Spider-Man and so on. Drax, basically, I believe Rocket and Groot are all kind of always just themselves. They don't really have a secret identity. But I do like that they basically each do something interesting on their alter ego side. So we're going to get the deck sleeved up. I'm going to play against Rhino. We'll be right back. I'm going to let you know what I think of the deck. Alright, and we are back now after our very first game using Drax. I was successful. I ended up winning the game with about 6 hit points remaining on Drax. Drax's ability to take or earn Vengeance counters is really interesting because he has the basic attack of 1, but then every time he gets attacked by the villain, he adds another Vengeance counter to him. You can only have 3 of them on him at a time. So the most you're going to have out of him for his attack is going to be 1 and 3, so his attack will be 4. And then if you have like his knife on him or something like that, that will make his attack higher. So I had one turn where I was able to get do about 9 damage to Rhino with a basic attack from Drax, and then as a response you can play Knife Leap, which it reduces the cost per Vengeance counter, and then you do your basic attack, and it gets +5. So basically, I was attacking for 4 because I had 3 vengeance counters plus his basic attack of 1, and then 5 for the knife leap to do 1 damage. Rhino was able to get he had breaking and taken in play at this time, so he was getting 2, or I was getting 2 encounter cards per villain turn, and basically back to back I got both of the cards that healed him for 4. So basically I had him down to 1, and then he healed the next turn. He healed again, and after I did the knife leap, I actually flipped over to alter ego mode. You remove all your counters. You heal 2 damage per counter, so I healed like 6 damage. But then once you flip back into hero form, you basically have to take a few attacks to build up your vengeance counters again to do the maximum amount of damage. So after I got him down to 1, and then flipped to heal, it took a while to then do the rest of that damage because Drax didn't have any vengeance counters on him. I had to rebuild those. And there were a couple guard minions in play, like 2 Hydra soldiers came in. I forget what exactly they are, but they're basically 3 health, like 0 scheme, 1 attack, 3 health, guard Hydra minions. So they came in, those slowed it down a little bit. I had Mantis out. Mantis was mostly doing thwarting. I didn't use her to attack. I think I used her to block like 1 huge attack at one point. But Drax's attacks are really interesting, and he's got a lot of pretty good defensive cards as well. I really like Subdue. So you pay that, you reduce the attack by 3. So if you still take damage from that, the villain's attacking you, so you're going to get a vengeance counter from that, and then you can reduce the damage that way. You could also, I was able to use Fight Me Coward at one point where I think I attacked like a Hydra minion, got rid of the Hydra minion, played Fight Me Coward, had the villain attack me. I forget exactly how much damage it was. It was like 4, maybe 5 damage. I didn't defend that damage, but basically, I think I actually ended up subduing that damage. So subdued it, was able to attack again, and then I attacked for like a total of he had like 4 health left, and I attacked for like 5. Because at this point, after I had flipped over, I had built up a few more counters, and I had his attack at 3 vengeance counters, so 4, and then I had his knife on him as well, so he had an attack of 5. So basically, my final attack was I just kind of swung out for 5 damage and defeated Rhino. I did run through my hero deck at one point, so I did get an extra encounter card for that. I got Gamora out, so Gamora was discarding cards so I could get events. She was kind of hit or miss depending on what event I got, but she ended up getting me the second attack I did with her. I attacked. You discard cards until you get an event. I got a knife leap that way. Knife Leap is an amazing card. Basically, it costs 3, but it reduces 1 per vengeance counter, and then it does, on top of your normal attack, it does an additional 5. So Knife Leap is a huge card. Getting both his knives out is also really big because one gives you retaliate, so you're going to damage whenever you get attacked. The other just gives you +1 attack. So Drax's attack off the bat is pretty low because it's only 1. But if you're able to, survive multiple attacks without flipping over into alter ego form, you're able to then build up those counters and build up your attack that way. There's also a lot of really good cards I think it's Intimidate, it's a thwart card, so you basically play it, it removes a certain number of threat from the scheme equal to your attack value, and that's of course augmented by your vengeance counters, plus if you have any other upgrades on Drax that give him additional attack, like his knife, it reduces or gives you more threat removal that way. I think I was at 6 points on the plot at one point before I did that, and that ended up getting rid of a lot of threat. I ended up having 2 or 3 schemes in play. I had final turn. I think I had Bomb Scare in play, which gives an acceleration token. I had Breaking and Taken, which gives an additional encounter card, and then the main scheme was still active as well. But was able to get through all of that, and he's definitely a lot of fun. But he definitely slows down the minute you flip him over into alter ego form, because once you do that, he's going to have to rebuild his attack. So if you're playing solo, you probably want some minions out there to be able to kind of do a little bit of attacking, defending while you're attacking and defending while you're basically rebuilding your getting your vengeance counters rebuilt. Vengeance counters are the key, the core gameplay thing of his deck. But a lot of fun so far. I've only played him once. I'm probably going to maybe potentially play tomorrow, maybe with some other people. Actually, I mostly just play solo. but I'm probably going to bring the game tomorrow out. I don't know which characters I'm going to bring. I think Drax will be one of the characters I bring. Maybe Drax, Gamora, Captain America, and maybe Quicksilver. I'm not really sure. Quicksilver, Captain America are probably my two favorite characters right now. But a lot of the Guardians characters, I haven't really done any alternate deck building with any of the Guardians yet. But I'm really interested to try doing a multiplayer game with some of the Guardians, as well as maybe like Captain America and some other characters. But so far, so good with Drax. I'm liking the theme, liking kind of like the high amount of damage you can potentially do. And it's kind of like a risk versus reward. Like the longer you stay in hero form, the more damage you're going to take, but also the more vengeance counters you're going to get. And then if you're maxed out with vengeance counters, you can only have 3. Once you're maxed out, you actually start drawing cards instead of adding vengeance counters. So drawing cards is always good too. So really liking Drax. That's going to do it for this video. I'll be doing more videos as more cards get revealed for upcoming sets. I think Venom is the next set. I think that's July. So we're getting the Flash Thompson version of Venom. He's also a Guardian character, so he'll fit into kind of Guardian build or Guardian like thematic builds if you're playing like Guardian characters and things like that. After that, I think that's August or July for Venom. August, we should be getting the Thanos and the Black Order campaign expansion. So a bunch of, like Thanos, Proxima Midnight, Corvus Glaive. I think it was Ebony Maw and characters like that. And then after that, we should be getting some of the leaked characters. So if you watch a previous video to this, I did a video basically technically this morning, like at 1 in the morning, covering the new Nebula cards for the hero version of Nebula. But also in the leak there was Vision, War Machine, and Valkyrie, as well as the Hood. The Hood is a scenario pack, so that's going to be a new villain scenario. And I don't think we've had a villain scenario since Kang, so it's been a while. Or a standalone villain scenario. Like we definitely have had scenarios in the form of, Rise of Risco and Galaxy's Most Wanted. But the Hood will be the first, basically smaller villain expansion. I think they've done Green Goblin, Wrecking Crew, Kang, and now the Hood will be coming out sometime probably closer to the end of the year. Again, I don't know exactly when Nebula, War Machine, Valkyrie, or who's it? Nebula, Vision, War Machine, and Valkyrie. Those are the 4 heroes, and then there's another villain pack. So that probably goes out towards like the end of the year because you have September, October, November, December. That'll probably be what we get for the rest of the year, maybe into next year, depending on when. If they decide to release 2 characters at a time, like back last month they released both Star-Lord and Gamora on the same day. So if there's other characters that get released simultaneously, that'll kind of speed things up. But I think that's kind of the roadmap for the rest of the year. We have Venom, then the Thanos expansion, then the leaked characters, and potentially the Hood. I don't know the exact order in most of those, but I'm pretty sure Venom is next month, and according to the Fantasy Flight article, the Black Order Thanos set is August. But that's going to do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Thanks again for watching, and take care.